What's up guys, it's Mike. So you guys are probably looking at this video because you're shopping for a new camera. In this case, let's talk about the Insta360 One R 4K mod that comes with a 360 mod. You get two cameras for pretty much the price of one. As most of you guys know, I love mountain biking, and as I started mountain biking, I wanted to record everything. I've used a variety of cameras, from the old generation GoPro to the new GoPro 8. I even use an old Insta360 and even a Rilo, and in this video the Insta360 One R 4K mode and the 360 mod. So definitely I've used a lot of cameras to document my mountain bike footage. Here's the reason why you guys want to consider this. This thing has two lenses. 4K mod, you pop this off and you stick this on. Retails for about $500. By the way, I have an affiliate link down below that will give you guys a quick discount too. Check down there. Okay, now to the real question. Is it worth your 500 bones? Let me show you guys a footage from the 360 mod that I did a lot of post-production on.
Come on, hold it.
The lighting conditions for this footage is evening time, sunset. It's about 45 minutes away. We're on the side of the shadow of the mountains. Lighting is pretty decent. I turned my EV down just so that way the sun doesn't affect it later down the road. Did a lot of post-production and audio correction as much as I could. Input it into their editing software on my Mac, and I like the 360 mod because it allows you to move the camera around. If you guys mountain bike, you guys know if you put it on a chest mount or a chin mount, and if it's pointing at the wrong direction, footage is pretty much done. The 360 kind of eliminates that completely. You can edit the angles on post.
Come on, hold it.
Not a bad footage, but my main complaint is the audio. So like any good vlogger, you guys need good audio when you're recording. In mountain biking, I like to commentate as I ride. I like to describe the scene as I'm riding, so that way you guys feel more immersed. In my case, audio is really important, and no matter what I did, I could never get the audio crispy.
Amazing weather right now, biking uphill. This place is quite steep. So I want to do one more run, head home, relax, probably go for a ride with some buddies tomorrow, but just want to get my exercise in for today. Good weather right now. How beautiful this is. Let's get it. Meet you uphill.
I even got an external mic adapter. The only problem with mountain biking, once you get an external mic, you lose the entire trail sound. You could do this complicated setup of having multi-mics. That's what I was trying to avoid with an action camera. I'd like one thing to do everything. Next, let me show you guys footage that was not edited at all. Completely everything auto. I didn't even try to white balance everything. This angle is mounted on my chest, and obviously it's on a 360 lens, this lens. So you'll see the camera rotate for my post-production, which I thought was pretty cool.
Or if they want to pick up the thing, but the thing is that works. Go, let's go. I know they want to turn it on. Yeah, I imagine they come up there. Carlos. Oh! Oh!
As you can see, the dirt was white. White balance was crazy because there's no post-production on this one. I also didn't do any camera adjustment while on this ride. I was biking with one of my old buddies, and as you guys can tell, I was pretty excited. So my audio levels were really high. Screaming, laughing, joking.
No brakes, no brakes, no brakes, no brakes.
And that's kind of the audio you got from there. No microphone, just using the body. At that specific location is called Sky Park. We usually ride about 4 to 6 hours at Sky Park. So filming roughly about 5 trails every hour and a half or so, depending on what we're doing. I would have to charge the battery after about 3 hours. And that's not continuous shooting, by the way, turning off and on the camera. That's gonna vary with your use. But what I found really useful was it charges up pretty fast. So if you guys are taking lunch at your car, which is what we did, I'd plug this into the car, let it charge up, and I'll be ready to go another time. But they do offer extra battery packs, which is nice because that's the battery pack right here. Okay, so you're done with the 360 camera. You guys are interested in the 4K. For mountain bikers, we're all used to the 4K cameras from all the other competitive brands. Quality is really good. Stabilization is really good. In this case, the twin pack for Insta360, the One R gives you two. Simple as that. Take off this module, put the 4K lens on, and you're pretty much good to go. The cool thing about the 4K is if you guys want to turn this into a slight vlogger camera for the day, you can always flip your lens around and then boom. Outside, when you're recording this way, or selfie mode with the screen this way. Small screen, but at least you can frame yourself in. You slap the battery pack back on, and that's it. You've got two cameras. Once again, here's some footage of the 4K mod on my chin mount of my big full face helmet.
So this EMTB mode It's like having an automatic transmission. So I'm riding on, let's see, what gear am I on?
You're on your fourth?
As you guys can see and hear here, I'm explaining to my buddy Danny about my new bike, Canada Moterra 3 Carbon. And it's an e-bike. So I'm explaining to him all the modes I have. And the setting here is it's evening time. We're about 30 to 40 minutes away from sundown, riding into direct light. I'm speaking in a pretty normal voice because he's about 5 feet away from me riding uphill. This footage has no post-production, no audio to it. As you guys can see with the 4K mod, there's a lot of opportunity to fix the footage here. And that's not even recording in RAW. The colors seem to be pretty true. The blacks are black and the whites are pretty white. But what happens when you get on the trail? Let's check this out.
All right, guys, my first time. Oh! My brakes are a little loud. A little bit loud. Okay. Wow, it feels so much different from a high bike. I definitely feel like...
Remember, this video you guys are watching right now with me in it, it's 1080p. The footage is recorded with 4K, which is pretty typical of some YouTubers. We'll film in 4K, we'll cut it down and edit to 1080p. In that footage right there, I tried my best not to speak in a loud voice because I knew the audio likes to peak on this camera. So I kept it in a very conversational voice as if you guys were standing right in front of me. Side note, it is a chin mount, so I'm speaking right here to my chin. But as you guys can see from my Sky Park footage, even with a chest mount, it still picked up my voice and still started peaking.
My handlebars on my high bike was a lot smaller, and these are wide. And I'm kind of surprised my brakes made such a stink as I'm riding down. I'm not used to a seat so low at dropper point because my last seat dropper post had air in it. So
now this next segment's pretty interesting. You're on the trail, you're going towards the sun. What happens with the camera once you transition to shadow? This is one of my favorite trail spots called Don't Look Left. Coming down and usually going pretty damn fast. This was my first time on this bike at this trail, so we were taking it easy. But let's see how the camera does.
19 seconds or so. But today, we will be a little bit more reasonable. Wow, it's feeling like butter though.
As you guys can see from the footage, it got really dark. It didn't compensate with the shadows. Everything was on auto at the moment. But this footage, you can actually save it and fix it with post. In this video, you guys have seen me do riding in a few different spots on 3 different bikes. So with this current footage on the 4K mod, what happens when you start going really fast? What does the audio sound like? Is it salvageable? But hold on, you guys are probably saying, Mike, you're complaining about all this noise on the bike. Wind noise, audio peaking. Can't you just stick a microphone on? Can't you just cover it up with a fuzzy? I did. The microphone on the One R sits right here and right here. This is the case that comes with the One R. Kind of cool, right? Standard mount on the bottom side. Camera slips right in. It snaps, and if you can see, I actually covered up the microphones with the fuzzy, which I've done with every camera, including my GoPro. Let's check out this fast section with all the fuzzies on there.
Fun section right here. You can go no brakes the entire way down. But I, since I have not fully bedded in my brakes.
As you guys can see, the fuzzies did work. The wind noise is pretty much gone. You're not going to eliminate it all the way. We were traveling roughly 25 to 30 miles per hour at our fastest route. Microphone still peaking. You can still salvage it with post. Alright guys, overall, what do I think about the Insta360R and who should buy it? If you guys are budget friendly, you're interested in both style of filming, it's kind of a no-brainer. As of right now, that I know of, there's no other camera system on the market that offers these two at this price. If you're only interested in a 4K camera, then you might want to look at other options. I've captured some of the coolest moments on a 360 camera. From a crash where I was facing forward, but I wanted to see what my feet were doing, I got it because I had a 360 camera on. Sometimes mountain biking, you just want to capture a cool segment. Strap it on your helmet, put it on the back of a bike. Invisible selfie stick status can only be done on a 360 camera. If you're an all-around videographer, you want to do really cool cinematics but vlog at the same time, boom. That's a pretty small package to carry, especially if you're hiking or mountain biking. The greatest thing about the software, and honestly, it's actually one of the better software that I've used out in the market for 360 cameras. You can stick this on a tripod, ride your bike past it. On post-production, either on your phone or on your laptop, you can make the camera pan and follow you as you go down trail, as if you had your own cameraman. But here are my complaints. Audio quality is rough. I've talked to them and I've looked online, and there's no real solution to this unless you guys are okay with using a microphone or a double microphone setup. But a part of mountain biking, you guys know, we want to hear the trail at the same time. So the setup was a little bit interesting and I couldn't do it. Besides my microphone complaints, everything else can be solved in post-production. The software for the 360 is really good, and the 4K is pretty much like any 4K camera out there. So what do you guys think? Should you buy the camera? Personal choice. But let's sum this up. If you want two cameras for cheap, buy it. If you want your own cameraman, buy it. The 360 mod will help solve that problem. If you want good editing software for a 360 camera, this is definitely the one. If you want something with good audio quality, this is not the one. Overall, I like the camera. This might be my secondary camera for shooting other shots. Since I commentate on camera all the time, this can't be my primary camera. But let's be completely honest. Most of us who are shopping for cameras probably will not talk as much as I do. So for you guys, maybe some music, maybe a little bit of talking, this Insta360 One R twin pack might be the one for you. Well, that's my honest opinion for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. More tech reviews coming soon because, hey, I'm a nerd. I have a bunch of technology in this house. Thanks for watching, guys. If you guys want a discount on this, affiliate link down below. But of course, I'll see you guys on the trail next time. Peace out.
Come on, come on. Come on. Hold it. Hold it. Goodbye.